Hey, shalom, shalom. First off, I'd like to say, Call Halal, Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shah, Bahashim Rakakwadash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me. Also would like to say peace, blessings, and salutations to the hopeful elect, the Akim that's pushing his word in all sincerity and faith. Also want to say peace and salutations to the few sisters that watch and believe, the new fruit, the new viewership, the new believers coming into the faith. Shalom. Just back in the spirit of another lesson, I was just meditating on how it's a blessing just to have the brotherhood, which the scripture talk about, pretty much the body, the brotherhood. This is our consolation on this side. And we really should have a higher level of appreciation for the brothers that the Most High has put in our life. Of course, we all have different personalities and things like that. So sometimes offenses may come, but we always have to be in the spirit to resolve conflict and be solution oriented as a body of men that are all elevating in our own lot and are all in our own office in this faith. But the main message that I wanted to relay just for the body is that we all should add value, because we all consider ourselves friends, which when you go into the word friend is really a brother, someone who you esteem as a brother. Meaning you got his back, he got your back. So any friend, even a friend in the world, you ain't gonna just be friends with anybody that don't add any value to your life. And it goes both ways. It has to be reciprocated. That's why usually people, especially men, even outside of the truth, if they have a network or a deep bond with each other, is because they bring value to each other's lives. And especially us being men of faith, having the standard of the truth and righteousness, man, we have to make sure that we're not just on the receiving end of value from other brothers, but that we're also adding value to other brothers' lives as well. So without further ado, I'm going to hit some precepts, Lord willing, this will edify. We want to make sure we're good friends, and not just on the receiving end of all the brotherly love and charity, but you yourself, you're stingy handed. You're tight. We can't be that type of people, and that's not a good friend. You want to be a good friend. That's the point being made in this lesson. This is St. John 15:13. It says, "Greater no love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends." And that's what we're in the preparation for at this appointed time. The greatest example of date of a man who laid his life down for his friends is Yahweh Shah. And we all know what he had to endure, and he endured what he had to endure being blameless, meaning he didn't commit sin in the flesh. So the Lord is preparing us basically for the hour of temptation, and we're going to have to go through a lot of turmoil, man. So we're being tested right now to where you may have to basically be a sacrifice for your brother, ultimately for the greater good, that the will of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah is going to be done, And I know this scripture convicts me, because you really got to consider, would you lay your life down for the men that you stand next to on the highways and the byways, that you break bread with, so on and so forth. So we all have to meditate on that. That's why I want to read that first, man. Are you really willing to die for the brothers if it came to that? And ultimately, we all going to have to prove ourselves in one way or another. Like I said, the hour of temptation, it may be presented appealing to sell out your brother for, filthy lucre, for money, or whatever the case may be. So all of us are going to be tempted. Our faith and our friendship is going to truly be tested, man. So we want to make sure that we're practicing and putting on good habits of friendship within the body of brothers, man, that the Lord has blessed us to have. St. John 15:14, it says, "Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you." So this is Yahweh Shah speaking, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. He said, "Ye are my friends if you do whatsoever I command you." So there are requirements to friendship. And Yahweh Shah put it clear. He made it plain. He says, "Ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you." Because you don't want a friend that's always just backbiting, talking shit behind your back. He always is in need of things, and he's always on the receiving end of your love and your sacrifices and your money and your time. But whenever the one time that you may need him, you can't count on him. So we all have to make sure we're asking ourselves, are we good friends, man? And I'm sure we can all do better in our capacity to serve one another. We all can, if you just be honest, if you be honest with yourself through that self-examination process. 2 Corinthians 13:5, it says, examine thyself whether thou be in the faith. And that includes, just your capacity to be a good friend. Verse 15 in St. John 15:15, it says, henceforth I call you not servants, for the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends, for all things that I've heard of my Father I've made known unto you. So Yahushua, he even considers his disciples at that time, but even us today as followers of Yahushua, we're considered his friends. Why? Because he's given us the secrets that the Father gave to him. So we have to make sure that we're bringing value to the table and not, like I said, just being on the receiving end, but also being in the spirit of being reciprocal. That's how this thing works. The better friends that we are to one another, the easier that this whole process will be for everybody, especially going down the course that we're going to have to go through, man. As this economy collapse, we have to depend on each other more and more, But I'm going to go to the Proverbs. This is Proverbs 17 and 17. It says, a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So like I said, it's going to be offenses that's going to come. You may say things that rub a brother that's considered a friend the wrong way, and vice versa. Those things are going to happen, man. But even in those times, it says a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So there are some who are only a friend to when it suits them, when bottles are being popped, when you got plenty of chicken. Like, I know Apostle Ricard like to, imitate something that, the great Millstone Dallas brothers used to say years ago, man, eating chicken. Because some guys, they only want to come around when it's beneficial to them. But when it's time to maybe help a brother move, the brother, he may need some money. We need to get a collection up to help a brother out. Then that same guy, he's not around for those occasions. It says a friend loveth at all times, and a brother is born for adversity. So we're going to be facing a lot of adversity. So it's going to be beneficial to have a brother, because that's what a friend ultimately is, a brother at the end of the day, and a friend should be a friend and a brother, whether you up or whether you down, man. Matter of fact, just to kind of back up that point, I'm going to go to the Apocrypha in the book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, chapter 6, verse 8. It says, for some man is a friend for his own occasion and will not abide in the day of thy trouble. And you got to watch guys like this, because you got a lot of guys that have fit this description right here. It says, for some man is a friend for his own occasion, and whatever that occasion may be, whether he just want to have a good time, drink, eat, but when it's time to do the work, when it's time to help out, then you can't find this dude. That's grievous to him when it's time, when you're going through trouble, you might be stranded on the road. Hey, brother, I need somebody to come grab me, So we got to basically identify guys that's coming in that spirit. Matter of fact, I got to read the verse up. Sirach 6 and 7, it says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him. And right now the Lord is adding, brothers to the body. But the scripture says every brother will utterly supplant in Isaiah. So we got to make sure we prove a friend, we prove a brother, and not be too quick to give them credit. Just prove a brother by what he's doing. Because to hell with what a brother's saying, I'm watching what he's doing, man. And I hope that's the same for me, because we all have to hold ourselves to a level of accountability and have integrity in this thing of ours, man. So if a guy, he only want to come around when things is all cool and, when everything is fun and happy time, so to speak. But whenever it's time to put in some work, whenever it's time for him to make a sacrifice, then that's uncomfortable for him. You may want to identify those tendencies, man, And we got to make sure we examine ourselves first to make sure that we're being the best possible friend that we can be, you know? Because even like I said, in the world, just a guy that, you know, you may be friends with a guy, you're always there for him. You're always letting him borrow stuff. You may give him clothes to use and stuff like that. But whenever it's time for him to make a sacrifice for you, he don't want to do it. Like, you don't want to be, you're not going to, that friendship is not going to last pretty much if it's a one-sided friendship, you know? You don't want to be friends with nobody that don't add value in some type of way to your life, man. That's just the reality of things when you really look at it. I'm going to go back to Proverbs. It was something I want to get. I think I missed it. Oh, yeah. Proverbs, the 18th chapter. How can I forget this? Proverbs 18:24, it says, a man that hath friends must show himself friendly. And I think that's pretty clear. It says a man that hath friends must show himself friendly. Like that term, if you want to get respect, you gotta give respect. In order to get respect, you got to show respect. So in order to have friends, you got to show yourself friendly, man. And that don't mean just being a clown and just, you know, doing whatever, but just being in the spirit of being a good friend, being solid, sticking to your word. If you tell a brother you're going to do something, do it. You know, just being there for your brother and him being there for you. You know, it says, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. So some friends, man, you're going to have in life, they're going to be closer to your actually family members, man. Even though we consider each other's brothers, you know, our friendship is on a level to that, you know, brothers within the body. But there are some friends, it says, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. So we're going to need each other as friends, as brothers, than members of our own family, man. It's getting to that point. The Lord is making us closer than members of our own actual blood family, you know. But in order to receive the benefits of the friendship, you have to add, you have to bring something to the table. The Lord ain't dealing with no leeches, just guys just sitting around and not bringing no value to the table, man. If you're in that spirit, you better examine it and find a way to be beneficial. Matter of fact, I'll read that again and I'll end it out. Yeah, this is Proverbs 18 and 24. It says, a man that hath friends must show himself friendly, and there is a friend that sticketh closer than a brother. So in order to have a network of brothers and brothers willing to ride with you and do things for you, you got to show yourself to be a brother, man. Point blank and simple, man. So I know I need to work on it more in my walk of faith. So I encourage brothers to just examine and make sure you're being just a good friend, man. Don't just always be on the receiving end of friendship, but make sure that you're extending friendship as well. So, Lord willing, this edified, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, peace and blessings to the elect.